abatement that I think was looked at and further before you guys made your decision and voted on that. And I'd like to, I talked about it to Mike. I've given my copy of the paperwork to Kathy. I sent everything to the city clerk, asking her to print stuff off and give you guys all copies. Whether or not you have time to be able to read it or even received it, I have no idea. But I have more in addition to what Kathy has.
You want to explain to him, Mayor Bob?
Pardon?
You want to explain to him, Mayor, what we...
He has to be on the agenda.
Okay.
Larry,
All right.
I appreciate it.
Right now, I'm going to stop you. Okay, right there at the very beginning, it says, please add me to docket.
And you were not added to the docket because we voted last month at the city council meeting. I checked with the city attorney. It was finished business. You cannot recall something that has been voted on to come before.
All I want to do is present more information. I don't care about what the vote is. I just want to inform the council about it.
And it'll be great for next year. I wish that we had talked before that you had been part of this process.
You know what? You could have went ahead and explained that to me instead of waiting till now. Because Kathy told me this could have been added to the docket.
But
I did too.
And I was wrong. Since it was on the agenda for 2 months to 3 months prior and a decision had been made, I can't go back and bring it back up.
Now, a council member that has voted yes for the dust abatement can bring it back up. If one of the councils that voted yes, they can do that.
Which is also something that is a crock of crap too, because when you guys voted on that, Joanne, you sat there and you, right there at the very end in May, and said, I don't want it. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote.
I said I wouldn't vote against it, but I wasn't
right.
For it.
But then,
so that means I'm for
it. But then you turned around and you voted for it.
No, I'm abstaining.
And I'll tell you what, because this is just flipping crazy. All I wanted to do was come and give you some information. I didn't want to raise any problem. So right there's your information. You can go ahead and read it.
I think we need to read it, Larry. I put it with my stuff to read again and bring back up next year when we come back to it.
It's just crazy, man.
Hey, no. This is, we did vote for this because we agreed
I know you did.
And unfortunately, I see you've seen some problems with magnesium. It's darn good information we should have. I'm glad you brought it.
And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to present it to you. But now I'm being told that I can't even stand here in front of you.
I'm asking a council member to bring it back up.
You can get on the agenda and you have...
I asked to be on the agenda, and now I wasn't even told.
It was already bid out, so we can't...
But you could go ahead and you could listen to the presentation, and so you guys could be informed so that you can, at a later time, make a better decision.
We'll read the information.
Bring it up.
And we'd like to have you be here later on an agenda and present it to us. Any questions we have and see what you had to say. Maybe we didn't know this stuff.
That's why I get it. That's the reason why I requested those 3 months, and I had no flipping clue what was being put on that street. And all I'm trying to do is make you guys smarter about your decisions. That's the only... I spent 3 days researching this stuff, just so that you guys would know.
Well, I want to...
So now when I come down here and I'm told that I can't do it,
it's weird.
It's a waste of time. I can see that.
I don't have that one.
I know you don't, Kathy.
I have the one with the orange on the front. I just saw one bill.
Yeah, that's the ITD.
No, I think we should have them and present it. I think we're obligated this time around. But,
So,
it may end up, I'm not saying it's going to change your vote or change your mind or whatever, but the point being is that you guys need to be more smarter about this stuff. Magnesium chloride is a really bad setup. And the LIGNO, even though you guys in your meeting stated that didn't really understand why it had been, the community didn't like it.
Why
Okay?
passed on.
Right.
We didn't, right?
Okay. What it amounts to is that LIGNO was not applied. Now, you talked about the stuff being out on logging roads and stuff. You're from Bowie, I'm from headquarters. Okay, so I know what you've been around. All right. When it come to in your meetings about whether or not be $4,000 or $6,000. Okay, one thing that I didn't hear in the meeting is the cost of the gravel. The cost from Boyer. Okay, that is going to be added into your setup, right? Into your
road
phone
every
cost.
year. But
Right,
yeah.
right. Okay, so also in that meeting, I heard that there was $4,000 that was set aside for road maintenance. You stated that, approximately $4,000. Okay, so if you're going to spend $6,000, where's the other $2,000 coming from? Out of a slush fund to be able to do that? I'm just curious.
We got, how much? We got lots of money in the road fund. Our problem is we can't afford to do any paving.
Right.
So we do
Okay.
the grading and the gravel. That's about what
Okay,
we spend.
now I heard also that there was a lot of ups and downs with the community and whether or not they wanted it, and some wanted it and some didn't, right?
Right. Well, they all came and said they wanted it. We didn't want it.
They did.
The first group did.
And we were going to say no until they all showed up and said they wanted it.
And I've got a little recording over there that if you'd really like short clips. But let me show you something else.
What everybody's consensus is okay with me. I don't care.
Yeah, you brought it forward. We're moving forward because you voted yes for it. You brought it forward.
I
We're
wanted
having the
to hear what he has
presentation.
to say. I don't
So
think we can do
we're having the
anything about it.
No,
presentation.
I don't have any problem about that.
I don't think there's a rush to do it now. We got a whole year
No,
till the next
no.
time.
But I think
But
they'll put it,
this-
they'll
this-
file it away, leave it with your current stuff.
And Larry, you took away my copy.
Now,
Don't
this is,
file what away?
this stuff that he's giving you, don't, because we're gonna have to revisit this next year.
Right. And I really think if you got to get a valid point, it's like all the problem we had with the gravel. And sometimes afterwards, the grading and all this stuff needs a step by step. And we didn't have that straightened out too. We thought we did pretty good to figure that out.
You're saying it's really bad stuff for us or for our cars? The
For
environment?
the whole community,
Everything.
okay?
I sure didn't like the tree cell. That was horrible. That ruined my roads.
They're,
But most of it,
Because the guy in here. this
so when I
people-
threw this down, so now I'm all unorganized.
I'm really, I'll give this a chance to talk for 20, 15 minutes here. That's fine with me.
It says magnesium chloride is a much better product. He says
Yeah,
all
but
the
that's-
districts around
he's
use.
selling that product.
Yeah, that's,
So he's gonna come from a biased point.
Right.
I
he
mean,
says most districts are using.
Right, here's a case against magnesium chloride, here's another case
Well,
against
that's the one, yeah,
magnesium
I was looking
chloride.
at.
Here is Idaho Department of Transportation, which I found, which states, right here, as long as it is applied correctly, right? Is that what that's saying?
Yeah,
Proper application, which is
Okay,
known as
now,
effect.
all right, now when ITD is going down the road, right, they apply that stuff during, or before the road freezes, right? You see
Right.
nothing but lines going down.
Right.
Okay, what this saturation is doing, right, sodium chloride is 100% salt. Magnesium chloride is 50%. Magnesium
Larry doesn't
chloride.
like that stuff they put down in there.
Magnesium chloride, we also talked about the runoff because of Shebang Days trying to get that stuff taken care of correctly.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're not doing it for that now.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
we've not done.
Magnesium chloride, the reason why ITD says to wash your rigs, and they implement that.
Yeah, regular,
Yeah, okay. Magnesium chloride looks for moisture. Anything over 27%, and it's stated in this material, is it will grab it. And it activates it again, and the long term is it is constantly resting.
It will grow longer.
Okay? Now this stuff, when it runs down the road, boom, there goes the cement on the bridges. There goes the culverts. There goes the brakes on your rigs.
Did you know this, Glenn?
Yeah. It's true. I come home with my big truck and park them over the concrete and all the stuff's on the mud flaps. Falls on the concrete and it's all pitted out in one season.
It says it eats
He's
into
not making it
aluminum
up.
and stainless steel.
No, I know he's not, because I've got the whole, I've got 4 packets that I've already read. I haven't seen some of the stuff. I know he researched it. Yeah.
This one's the same way.
That's
Here-
where I
Now,
didn't catch
I
it.
think you have the ballot.
Here's another thing, guys. Now that's the way.
Preparation for applying Lignsulfate, is that the
That's
three-step?
LIGNO. That's LIGNO.
That's
Okay,
the-
look at the preparation of the road. They want a crown in it, and they want it watered. Okay? Now both the magnesium chloride and the LIGNO, both of them can be applied dry. Okay? Now when you were talking about the stickiness and everything else, and you'd see that up the way up on the logging roads and stuff, that's when it's applied dry. It is not applied when it is wet. The gravel is not laid down. Okay, they're just, because it's a logging road.
Right.
Okay, we're dealing with the city of Culdesac. We are more focused on, my main concern is long-term destruction of the community. And that is what that stuff is going to do. And the personal effects, all right, any drainage that comes off, all right, I did the calculations on this magnesium. And it figures out that Roadwise was charging you $186 a ton. It takes, for 6,000 gallons, that is 32 tons. That's 32 tons of magnesium chloride that you are putting on the city streets that is going to do long-term destruction to the community, the drainage devices, personal property, any runoff that is going to go in to the creek has to, I mean, you don't even want to get involved in it with the
Oh,
tribe.
gosh, no.
Look how long it took with that bridge
I know.
to get them started. Okay? Not to mention our next generation, every summer our children are playing in that creek.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things that I wanted to let you guys know.
I wish I knew this 2 months ago.
I had no idea.
No, he didn't know.
Okay? Now, I mean, even though you guys had this stuff planned, I mean, you had this plan. You know,
Planned every year, we don't even think about it.
You know, if now that you have this knowledge, I mean, in executive decision or session, you could go in and you could change your minds. But here's 2 other things I wish to show you. All right, this stuff right here. Okay, you guys know this as well as I do. All right, when you come into the road down here, we got a beautiful cul-de-sac community sign. What's the first thing you hit?
Dead grass.
No, you hit potholes that we constantly
Oh,
have to
right.
repair.
Oh, yeah.
That's maintenance work that is constantly being done. Okay, you have gravel over this one. Whether or not it was the railroad, Camasbury Railroad that took it out up there at Craigmont, it no longer goes across I-95. You go into Craigmont, they are gone. Take a chunk of that personal, or not personal, but that road money, fix most of these.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, that's,
I don't know if are you saying take them out?
Yeah, take the rails out.
I don't think they're gonna let us.
Can't take them.
They
No,
don't use them.
no, they're owned.
Up there, they don't use them, but here, he still parks.
And
Yeah,
it's,
he's parked the cars down below there. He
and it's
just pushes
owned.
them.
And he pushes them all the way
We don't
through.
own them.
Now, it wouldn't hurt if we had some, a good pour of
It would,
concrete or something to.
I personally would find out about that, Mike.
Well, they're responsible for it.
But
For
they
the
don't.
crossing.
Yeah, but they haven't, you
But
can't
they
get them to
don't.
do anything.
They can't go across the trestles,
Can't get 'em to
but
weed
they
the
can do storage,
Right.
which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's something to check into.
Well, they're responsible for the crossings too.
Well, there you go. Figure it out.
Can't
You can come here and look at it, let alone.
And here's one more thing.
Okay.
And then I am done.
Glad you,
Larry,
glad I let you
can
present.
you leave us all this?
Yeah, it's all yours.
And I can keep it until this rolls around next year. Because every year we have dust abatement. And, I think the problem was this year we got that one bid and it was so much per mile, or what was it? And we didn't have
Per gallon.
See, that's another thing
have
with
an
that
actual
LIGNO.
bid.
It's only 2.5 gallons per mile.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
You're kidding.
So that's how you
Per
can figure
mile,
it
and
out.
it's in the paperwork. Okay? Now, where they're getting you is that 600 gallon minimum,
6,000.
or 6,000.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they're getting you.
So how are they gonna apply 6,000 if it's what your rate
No,
is?
that is the minimum rate. That was the thing in your guys' meetings where Mike was wanting the actual figure. Well, the actual figure was right in front of your face.
It was so much
All
a
right.
gallon.
It's 69 cents a gallon, and it's a 6,000 gallon minimum. Put the math together, it's 4,100.
Just about what the,
Which is the quote I told the council in the March
And
meeting.
the other quote from Roadwise was 5,900. Okay,
And I gave
it was a
you-
difference of 1,800 and some odd dollars. Okay, but the difference is the knowledge in the application. All right, now, I also heard you earlier state when you were having a discussion with Mike, yeah, the road maintenance already been done. Well, I have no idea where that's all coming from because there hasn't not been any gravel laid down. Now, the roads, to do proper road maintenance, before you do any type of application, it should be bladed in, spread out, watered down. Put another layer down of rock. Make sure it's crowned, then lay
we
that
don't have
stuff
one
down.
decent water trucks, we have barely got a grade.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, is this is all stuff that you guys have got to consider. When you are considering any bid or whatever, you have got to be, instead of just saying, oh, well, how much is this going to cost? Well, figure out what the product is, research the product, then move forward.
I'm not getting paid enough to spend 40 hours a week here, my friend.
She is.
She's pretty busy.
You'd like to come in my office.
Look at all this.
But that's what I'm saying, okay?
Yep.
You gotta be knowledgeable before you make a decision.
Well, it's just been one of those things that's been doing and doing. You just
I know, it's a repetition, and pretty soon it becomes a rut, and lo and behold, you put yourself in a bad spot.
I'll certainly see the difference. Are we locked in? Yeah, we
We made a decision for this year, but we
I know we need a whole bunch of road work. Nothing gets done on roads other than basic.
And you know,
But when 20 people showed up when we said let's hell with this dust abatement, it's a waste of money and time. 20 people showed up and says, I want it, other than 2.
so now, you have the audio that I sent you.
I wasn't able to download it on the city.
Okay, I will bring it down to you,
Thank you.
and you can give it to these guys.
Right.
It's clips of the last 3 meetings.
Oh, you're the one that's
Yeah, and you know I know my shit, Bill.
Yeah.
Okay, so the point being is that I'm giving you the stuff, take the time,
So what?
look through it. Just don't throw it in
This
the
deal with the
corner.
dikes, we pass inspections on them.
Yep.
Okay,
Core comes
now,
out.
now you just brought another thing up. All right, earlier, okay, you said that they were weed eating and it's all fire hazard and la-di-da-di-da. Okay, that dike and that cheatgrass is the biggest fire hazard we got in this city. Now, there's a picture
Down
right
by that
there.
bridge over there was pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, okay. There are pictures in there. I've walked from my house, went that way. Come down to my house, went this way. Now, as far as being able to ride on that dike, from Earl's on, I could drive my pickup down there with no problem. Behind Katie and Red, it's uglier than heck. Let me see that cheatgrass there.
That's right.
Where's the big one? Where's the big one too? Okay.
Put this in a second, John, look at this. This is Larry in Katie's yard.
Okay.
This is the cheatgrass because that is moving down, clear down into the flowers. Okay? Now, behind Katie and Larry, that's where it becomes bad.
Kathy's place and my place, rough. Larry and Donna, there's dirt on that. No problem. There's a little bit of odds and ends behind the park. Okay, and from 6th Street down, we all know that's ugly, going down to the trailer park. And you
We're
can
told
hardly
we
walk
can't
that.
put anything on the dike, the engineers said we can't make it. I thought it'd make a great bike path. The owner can't put anything on it. I've been told that.
I'm concerned about the spraying and the fire hazard.
Yeah,
It needs to be
Is that
sprayed.
coming up? I mean,
It
like I
does
said,
need to get
we
done.
always pass
should
the
be done.
test.
Oh, that cheatgrass?
I've asked.
That cheatgrass right there, look at that. 1 to 2 feet tall.
I've
The
asked.
seeds on it were this flipping
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
I've asked them to spray in the spring, early spring, and in the fall. And we're lucky, and Larry sprays his own. My daughter's come to do mine because I spray mine, but she's coming with the weed eater because I can't get it going. But I spray my own.
Jerry does Earl's.
Yeah, Jerry does Earl's, yeah.
And he can
The
drive.
point being
He
is,
goes up to the bridge
our
and
maintenance
drives.
crew don't do it.
Well, we can't get into that here.
But, you know, I mean,
They're not supposed to.
if we're doing fire hazard out here for the city, we need to do
Well,
it.
I just thought that, I
All the
said
way
that we
up.
passed inspection, so I didn't know we were having trouble on the dike.
Well, when they,
I mean, this
That
place,
just once
this,
a year?
this place, Joanne, is becoming a retirement community. We have a hard enough time trying to keep the dang school open.
Right.
Okay? Katie and Red are in their 70s. I'm not even going to ask you.
I'm
Only
67, I'll be 68
Okay.
in August.
Earl, there's no way he can even get around.
No, I thought.
He's on his scooter doing 70 miles an hour. Okay? And what's above him? You drive by that bridge every day. You know how
Yeah.
goddamn tall that stuff is. I don't even know who lives there.
That's a
But
private lane there.
Yeah. But up there by that bridge, that's
I know it's terrible, but
it's titty height, man. But it's that cheatgrass. I mean, that stuff up there, that's green. Okay? But that cheatgrass, we all know how fast that stuff burns.
Well, it's gonna
And
be
it's
about that.
encroaching. So the winds blow that way in the morning. No,
well, that's
backwards.
something we ought to
Boom.
put some money towards get somebody in with the right equipment to get it cut down. We don't have the equipment, but we ain't going to get rid of that. I mean, we did a pretty good job with
But
that.
if you catch it early in the spring,
Huh?
if you catch it early in the spring and spray that stuff,
Yeah.
they'll keep it down. I mean, it's encroaching. You talk about, you think you had trouble with the bar fire? Wait till that stuff takes off.
I know.
You're gonna wish to God you had some goddamn fire lines. But anyways, you have all the information. And like I say, I spent 3 days trying to provide you with some knowledge.
Well, I won't tell you how many days I spent on projects, painting this building with Mike and everything else.
Oh, I know. But I mean, it's just knowledge that I wanted you guys to know.
Well, I'm glad we did. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Larry.
I'm glad we let you finish it here now. This was a good time to do it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't make no sense for me to interrupt the proceedings. You guys had a format that you were following too, and all I would have done was piss people off. So